Hey guys, it's Ash, and today I'm going to share a new method of farming Dark Elixir that is both very efficient and very effective. I've actually been using this method for quite a while and even had videos ready, but then the next day the air sweeper comes out and I had to scrap the idea because I had no idea how the air sweeper would affect the strategy. But after more testing with it, with the air sweeper in play, it turns out that the air sweeper has very little impact on this strategy. And this strategy is still very effective and an excellent way of getting Dark Elixir. I know that BAM is a pretty tough army to steal Dark Elixir from storages. It requires a lot of skill. This new composition utilizes balloons with BAM to make raids easier. And I know that balloons take a while to cook, so they're very inefficient to farm with if you're not boosting. However, this composition only requires a few balloons, so it's not really gonna hurt your efficiency much. Also, I know that a lot of people like to use compositions such as Balloonion and the new Super Queen strategy where you use the Archer Queen and a bunch of healers to get the Dark Elixir. Those compositions, in my opinion, are not great farming compositions. And that's one of the main reasons why you don't see me farming with them. I want to help you guys farm faster, not wait an hour to cook up an army just to get 2000 Dark Elixir from a raid. With my methods, you're going to learn to make more Dark Elixir in the same amount of time. Also, I want to state that BAM isn't a good army composition to boost your barracks on, since you can already train it very quickly. But this composition with loons and BAM is ideal for people who boost and want to make tons of Dark Elixir faster. It's a much more superior method of farming Dark Elixir fast compared to the popular Balloonion and Super Queen strategies that people spend tons of gems on boosting for. So how do I cook this composition? Well, there are many ways to do so. One way is you don't even have to cook balloons. In fact, you can just request for balloons for your clan castle. If you have clanmates that can cook you balloons, then that would be great, as you don't have to cook balloons, so you don't have to waste any time cooking them, so that would be a lot more efficient. If you can do that, then what you should do is train 2 wall breakers in each of your barracks, and on 2 barracks cook all archers, and on the other 2 barracks cook all barbarians. And for your Dark Elixir barracks, cook 8 minions on the first one and cook 8 minions on the second one. So this should give you a total of 8 wall breakers, 16 minions, and a bunch of barbarians and archers. For balloons, if you have a clan castle that can hold up 30 camp space, then you can hold up to 6 balloons, which is enough for this composition. Now, as I've mentioned before, this method is excellent for people who can boost their barracks. So if you can boost 2 barracks, this is how you should train it. On the first barrack, train 4 wall breakers, and then 4 balloons, and fill it up with barbarians. And on the second one, again, 4 wall breakers, 4 balloons, and the rest archers. So these should be your 2 barracks that you're boosting. And then the 2 barracks that you're not boosting, fill it up with barbarians on one of them and archers on the other one. And for your dark barracks, do the same as last time, where you just cook 8 minions and another 8 minions on the second one. So you should have a total of 16 minions, 8 balloons, 8 wall breakers, and a bunch of barbarians and archers. And of course, if you're going to boost all 4 of your barracks, then you can just train 2 wall breakers, 2 balloons, fill with barbarians on the first one, then 2 wall breakers, 2 balloons, and fill with barbarians. Again, 2 wall breakers, 2 balloons, but this time fill with archers. And the last barrack, 2 wall breakers, 2 balloons, and fill with archers. And that's going to give you an army very quickly when you boost all 4 of your barracks. And for your dark barracks, just cook 8 minions on each of them. So what about spells? Well, you should always carry 1 poison spell for safety, so always do that. And you can cook 2 haste spells with heal spells. Haste and heal work very well because haste gives you speed. It gives speed for your balloons and wall breakers to quickly break walls, while balloons can quickly take out defenses. And with heal, you can use that for your barbarians and archers. Or you can cook raid spells instead and just not cook haste spells. Or you can mix it up. What I like to do is I like to mix it up. I like using raid spells and heal spells, and also like to use haste spells. This way I can choose the raids that I want to. If I feel that I can take out defenses or threats quicker with just the haste spell, then I'll just use a haste spell instead of a raid spell and save a slot. While if I believe that I need the power of the raid spell, then I'll instead use the raid spell. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to attack with this composition. First, start by removing the outside buildings and also create a funnel so your troops can go straight towards the inside. Now I'm going to send out my balloons to distract that wizard tower, because wizard towers are a huge threat to barbarians and archers. And while that wizard tower and defenses are distracted by my balloons and barbs, I'm going to send in wall breakers to open up that layer. Now as you can see, I don't even have to use a spell for this raid because my balloons have already taken out a bunch of defenses. So I have a lot of barbarians and archers now. And at the same time, I'm also opening up layers with my wall breakers because defenses are so distracted by all the barbarians, archers, and balloons. So as you can see, my archers are now going to be able to get that Dark Elixir storage very easily. Okay, start by spraying out barbarians on the outside to test for any giant bombs. I've activated a giant bomb, so that's great. Now I can send in 2 wall breakers to open up the first layer while the defenses are distracted. And now I'm going to place a raid spell right there towards the defense and send out my balloons. Now I'm also going to at the same time send out barbarians and archers. So my balloons are going to distract defenses and take out the defenses, while my barbarians and archers also take out the scrap buildings and go towards the core, as I also send in wall breakers with the raid spell to open up wide open area towards the core. So there are multiple things I'm doing at the same time. I'm sending out balloons with the raid spell. I'm sending out barbarians and archers on the raid spell. Wall breakers on the raid spell to take out multiple layers of walls. So I'm utilizing all of that with just one raid spell, and that's the beauty of this composition. Okay, that was a very fast attack, so I'm going to slow things down and explain what I did. First, it is a very fast attack, so that means that you're going to have to deploy your troops faster. And in order to do that, you cannot use one finger to tap your troops out. You're going to have to use more than one finger. You're going to have to use either 2 fingers or 3 fingers and constantly tap your barbarians and archers to deploy them faster. Next, what I did was I tested for any bombs on the outside. It's very critical to do so, as if there was a giant bomb here, let's say there was a giant bomb there in this raid, so if I deployed all my barbarians and archers here, they would all go towards that giant bomb and die. So one thing you can do to predict giant bombs on the outside is if you look at the inside. Giant bombs have a 2x2 tile space, and if we look at the inside of the base, there are no empty 2x2 tile space. So it's very likely, well, it's 100% likely that giant bombs are outside the base. Next, what I did was I placed my raid spell right here. And the reason I placed my raid spell right there is not only because that's the direction towards the Dark Elixir, but also because there are defenses here. Balloons target defenses, so the balloons are going to go after the archer tower and then possibly the mortar or the cannon, and then air defense right there, removing a bunch of defenses in the way. And at the same time, what I did was I opened up multiple layers of buildings, but first I spread it out my barbarians and archers to distract all the defenses and also go towards the inside as soon as possible. There's also an active barbarian king, so the raid spell with the barbarians and archers allowed my troops to quickly take him out as well. And with the raid spell, my wall breakers were able to take out these walls with one shot. You only need one wall breaker to break these walls with the raid spell. So that's what I did. I opened up all of these layers of walls and allowed all my barbarians to go straight towards that core. The balloons, what they did was they removed all the threats. They removed all the defenses out of the way, making it easier for my barbarians and archers to quickly get inside that core. All of this was done with just one rage spell, and the rage spell lasts for 10 seconds. So you want to fully take advantage of those 10 seconds of rage spell. Okay, this is a very tough looking Town Hall 9 base, and the reason for that is because of the high level defenses. But even so, I'm going to show you that with this attack, it's going to be very easy to get the Dark Elixir. So if we look at the drills here, we can see that at the top of the drill, it's not very dark. So what that means is that it's about 20 to 40% full, which means that majority of the Dark Elixir is inside this storage. Even though it looks empty, it's not. It's actually holding about 90% of that Dark Elixir. So we're going to have to target that Dark Elixir from this side because that's the shortest direction towards the Dark Elixir. But in order to do that with our Barbarians and Archers, we're going to have to first create a funnel. Otherwise, our Barbarians and Archers will go towards this direction and that direction because of all of these outside buildings. So in order to prevent that, we're going to have to break these two buildings right here on this side and these two buildings on this side. That way, our Barbarians, after we send them out on these buildings, they do not go towards that direction and that direction. And then once we're done with that, we're gonna then place our raid spell and send out our balloons to go after the wizard tower here and the mortar. Those are two huge threats, so we're gonna want our balloons to get rid of them as soon as possible for our Barbarians and Archers to go towards that Dark Elixir storage. And at the same time, with that same raid spell, we're also gonna send out wall breakers while we have Barbarians and Archers distracting all the defenses. Our wall breakers are gonna quickly open this layer and then go after that layer and open both layers quickly, allowing our Barbarians and Archers to go straight towards that Dark Elixir storage very easily. Okay, so I'm gonna start by removing those two buildings on the outside on this side, and on the other side remove those buildings to break the funnel and allow my Barbarians to go towards the center. So now I'm going to send out my balloons and the raid spell to quickly take out that huge threat, that wizard tower, and also take out the cannon and the mortar, and at the same time send out Barbarians and wall breakers to open up the layers, the first two layers of walls, allowing my swarm of Barbarians and Archers to quickly get inside and go after that storage. I have a lot of Barbarians and Archers, and it's going to be very easy because of the balloons that have taken out all the defenses out of the way, and the wall breakers that have opened up two layers towards the Dark Elixir easily. Okay, in this raid, I'm going to show you how I utilize the haste spell. I'm going to first send out my balloons and then minions right behind them because the balloons are going to protect them from air attacking defenses. And use the haste spell to quickly take out that wizard tower, the cannon, and then the mortar, and also the archer tower. And at the same time, I'm going to send out wall breakers, bunch of wall breakers to open up multiple layers of walls with the haste spell, of course. So I was doing a bunch of things at once. I did all of that with just one haste spell and a couple of balloons and Barbarians, Archers, and wall breakers. And on the other side, I'm going to obviously go for the loaded collectors with Barbarians and Archers, and on the top as well. So I'm going to be using a few Barbarians and Archers for those because obviously I want the resource. And now I still have a bunch of Barbarians and Archers left, and that's because I've already removed a bunch of defenses with my balloons. So now I can utilize the last of my Barbarians and Archers to go after the Dark Elixir because it's much easier now with all the defenses and walls that I've opened up. So I'm going to take out that Barbarian King and place a heal spell now, as the heal spell is going to keep my Barbarians alive as splash defenses can't do anything to them. And I did not really have to use my Barbarian King as my Barbarians were able to get that Dark Elixir just fine. So that's the beauty of this attack, is that you don't need a hero, you don't need a Barbarian King or Archer Queen to farm with. Other attacks that utilize the Archer Queen with healers to get Dark Elixir are just not good attacks. They're not good compositions for farming Dark Elixir because you're using the Archer Queen to farm Dark Elixir. What's the point of using your hero to farm Dark Elixir if you're trying to upgrade your hero with the Dark Elixir? So I hope you guys like this attack, and I will be posting a lot more videos on this attack as there are lots of ways that you can utilize this method to get fast Dark Elixir. So definitely make sure to subscribe and share this with your clanmates as well, and be sure to give it a thumbs up if you liked it and would like me to upload more of these. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon. Peace.